right, hey, welcome to the show. Midwest Mike's back for another week.
What's up, Midwest Mike's? This is Austin.
And Gary, sitting here relaxing on a Wednesday. Going to record our show talking about Championship Sunday this weekend. Enjoyed the first game. Second game, didn't really watch it too closely as a blowout. And we'll get a little more into that here in a few minutes.
Yeah. Enjoyed the first game a lot of drama, a lot of good stuff. Yeah, second game was just a total ass whooping, man. That was pretty bad. So
yeah, got some feedback on the show this week from a few people, and it was pretty much positive. So thank you guys for listening and giving us some feedback. Those of you that have. If you have anything that you'd like to hear on the show or have ideas, let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook. It's all under Midwest Mike's.
Everything, yep. Just we're on that social media about every day, so just let us know. We can talk about anything. So, all right, let's go. Let's start with the first game.
So, first game was the Patriots in their 7th AFC championship in a row, which is a little ridiculous, but hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Tom Brady was 26 for 38, 290 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Blake Bortles, 23 for 36, 293 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Quarterback rating, Brady was 69, and Bortles was 64.5.
Is that total QBR?
Total QBR.
So both quarterbacks had actually a pretty decent day because they say total QBR, 50's average. So it means both quarterbacks played pretty well. I mean, played all right, good enough. Really, what's your initial thoughts from this game? Just like, boom.
My initial thoughts, I thought Jacksonville played the perfect first half to beat the New England Patriots. They were getting pressure on Tom Brady. They were keeping him off the field by running the football. I mean, they ran it 32 times total in the game. But, a ton of those were in the first half. They're winning. I felt like the turning point in the game was when Jacksonville got the fumble, the only turnover of the game, and they went 3 and out off of it.
They didn't do anything with it.
No, they went 3 and out.
It's almost like that turnover didn't even happen.
Yep. So I really feel like that's the point in my mind where I was like, here comes Tom Brady.
Is that the possession where they have a false start in there? That moves them back.
I don't remember if they had a penalty on that one.
There was one they had a false start, and actually Jacksonville's been pretty good about time management, and they actually managed to clock on this one. Do you have time? I don't know. You got time of possession there?
Yeah, they had the ball 35 minutes and 8 seconds to New England's 24 minutes and 52 seconds.
And that's exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, so that's how you beat New England.
So a good running football team. I mean, my initial reaction is I think Brady played really well second half. I thought New England's defense stepped up second half. And then I thought that when it really comes down to it, it's like Brady played well and Brady played clutch. But it's adjustments, man. Belichick adjusted, and they did it, man. And at the same time, we talked about it a little bit last week. I think it was New England's defense overall, as far as yards, is not great, but their red zone defense was 5th, and they did that again. I mean, they held them down a little bit. I mean, it's adjustments, man. You can see Belichick, his adjustments all over the board without Gronkowski.
Yeah, that I was actually kind of making some notes, and in my head, I had the early injury to Gronkowski as to why the Patriots were going to lose that game. And then, obviously, Tom Brady, don't count him out. He does what he does. Belichick does what he does. Best in-game adjustments from any coach I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Brady's got when that offense gets going, I know Brady has a lot of control in the offense, and then Josh McDaniels is a really good offensive coordinator. I would even say he's a great offensive coordinator. They do a really good job working in the guys they have because they're rolling with Quay Cooks, who second half had a really good game.
Yeah.
And then freaking Amendola.
Amendola out of nowhere.
Amendola, man. And that's, Amendola, it was like Amendola, Cooks, and I don't even remember who they had. I don't even remember who they had starting at tight end after Gronk went down.
After
because
Gronk
I think Bennett was hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm not even sure.
Again, what killed Jacksonville was they had 6 penalties for 98 yards. Obviously, the big pass interference, some people are saying wasn't really pass interference. I personally thought it was. I thought the DB pushed the receiver out of bounds going down the sideline. But, people are arguing over that. Jags did outgain the Patriots 374 yards to the Pats 344 yards. So again, to your point, they give up a ton of yards, but not a ton of points.
You got those rushing yards written down there.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Yeah, 19 rushes for New England for 46 yards.
Yep.
Versus 32 rushes for 101 yards for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So if you just took a snapshot, and just looked at the stats, and I didn't give you the score, you would think Jacksonville won this game, right?
Absolutely. If you gave me time of possession, rushing yards, passing yards, total yards,
and they won the turnover battle.
Yeah, and turnovers. Without knowing the score, absolutely, I would say, Jacksonville probably won this game.
It's probably the only. Red zone efficiency. So Jacksonville got in the red zone 2 times. Patriots got in there 4. They were 3 of 4. Patriots were worse on third down, 3 of 12. Jacksonville 6 for 15. Jacksonville ran more total plays. They had the same number of sacks. Penalties was a big thing.
Yep.
And that's
And that's uncharacteristic of Jacksonville in the season.
Okay, do you buy into anything people were saying about... some people would like to imply that Patriots at home field advantage. They had no penalties. They had one
penalty for 10
yards on special teams.
Yeah.
So the offense got no penalties, defense got no penalties. Do you buy into that at all?
I don't buy into any, people are saying like it's rigged or the refs were on the Patriots' side. No, I'm not buying into any of that. I think it's just a mark of a good team is that you don't get penalties, and the Patriots are obviously a really good team. Like I said, I still think Jacksonville's a good team. I think that was uncharacteristic of them to get those penalties, that many penalties for that many yards.
Yeah, I'm going through some of the numbers here. Really... the 2 guys that really kind of take over are Cooks and Amendola. Cooks got 100 yards. Average, man, 16.7. So Brady was hitting those deep passes. Yeah. That's not characteristic of Jacksonville either.
Yeah.
So they started playing softer. You could see it like you go back and watch this game. You can see the corners start backing up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When the thing that had been working for him was jamming those guys at the line, which it sounds like that wouldn't work because then Brady hits you deep. But they started playing. I heard Shannon Sharp talking about this. They started switching to more zone, and their corners are primarily man guys. Like Ramsey's a man guy.
Ramsey's a man guy.
So really, I will say this: I not like the next game we're going to talk about. I thought Jacksonville did almost everything they could to win this game, and I give my hat off to them. I thought they played really well. And I thought Patriots played really well, but Jacksonville played really well. You go to New England and you lose by 4? New
England won by 4.
Could you ask for a better game from your team in Jacksonville from that? So I like Jacksonville and I like them going forward.
The difference in the game too. At halftime, it was 14-10 Jacksonville, and then your final 24-20. So in the second half, New England got 2 touchdowns, Jacksonville got 2 field goals.
So that's a tale of the second half right there, and I think it's adjustments too.
Yeah, adjustments. So good job. Congratulations to Jacksonville. Your fan base should be ecstatic. You got a young team. You got good leadership there. You really should get back in a position to be one of the final teams in the AFC.
I would say the only tough thing they got coming to them is now they're going to have a first place schedule.
Yeah.
And that's kind of tough. That's the same thing that's going to happen in Minnesota. And that's going to be rough on them, too. Anyways.
Yeah.
So
moving on to that game, Eagles dominated pretty much from start to finish. They win 38-7. They dominated time of possession, 34 minutes to 25 minutes. Nick Foles had the best quarterback rating of the weekend at 95.8.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Case Keenum, on the other hand, 28.6 quarterback rating. So, terrible. Nick Foles threw for 352 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Case Keenum threw for 271 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. One of those interceptions was returned for a touchdown. Vikings turned it over 3 times total. They only ran it 18 times for 70 yards, whereas the Eagles ran it 30 times for 110 yards.
Yeah, watching this game, to me, as a Chiefs fan, and seeing Doug Peterson call the plays the way he does, makes me – because, him and Andy Reid run a very similar offense. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is, while Andy Reid in some of the playoff appearances we've watched, he kind of takes his foot off the gas and kind of the play calling kind of gets kind of goofy. Dude, they were like, "This is the NFL." Peterson and his play calling said, "This is the NFL. I'm pedal to the metal all the way." They tried to score all the way to the end because it's playoffs and don't let anybody back in the game.
Yeah, don't let a team back in the game.
I have nothing bad to say about Philadelphia in this game. Nothing bad. I think it's like perfect game plan. The defense, which has been good all year, was really good. Exposed Keenum for kind of what he is, which is a backup quarterback. Because really, Keenum hadn't played great all year. What Keenum had done is not turn the ball over.
Yep.
And they made him turn the ball over, and you're toast. I mean,
if you turn the ball over in the playoffs, especially if you throw a pick six in the playoffs, that really diminishes your chances of winning a football game, especially in the championship weekend. Yeah, there's not a lot to say about this game. The Eagles dominated from start to finish. I hate to say that as a Cowboys fan. I hate to see the Eagles doing that. Mm-hmm. I really wanted to see them get beat, but again, they played really well. The other hand on the Vikings, I think the Vikings are going to be trending downward after that. Unlike I think Jacksonville's kind of trending up, I think the Vikings are trending down because they've got 3 quarterbacks they got to make a decision on, and all 3 of those are not under contract for next year.
You tell me those 3 quarterbacks who you go with. Who would you choose? Who would you lock down? Would you lock down more? Would you try to lock down all of them? Would you try to lock down none of them?
I would lock down if I'm Minnesota. I'm gonna try to lock down Bridgewater just because
you're playing Minnesota GM right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to lock down Bridgewater to. I'm not gonna give him a huge deal.
Yeah, I don't think you have to.
But I'm gonna try to lock him down because he's the guy we drafted as an organization. We didn't bring Case Keenum in to be a starter, and I think this weekend showed you that Case Keenum is not that guy. I think if you take Case Keenum after that miracle play, take the miracle play in Minneapolis out of it, I think this is Case Keenum, what you saw this weekend.
You know what?
He's that guy.
Yeah, if your team signed Case Keenum, I don't know who your backup is in Dallas right now. Anyways, if they said, "Hey, we're bringing Case Keenum to be Dak's backup," be happy about that, right?
Yeah, I'd be fine with him to be our backup.
Do you think he ends up? I'll say real quick. I agree with you. So I would lock down Bridgewater. I think I was hearing some reports on. I can't remember. I think I was watching Fox Sports, Fox or ESPN. I can't remember. Anyways, the team loves Bridgewater. Everybody loves Bridgewater, and I like Bridgewater. I think he played really well when he's healthy. He's really good. Everything he said is the same thing I feel. That's your franchise guy. You drafted him to be your franchise guy. Go ahead and lock him down. He's young. I think he's got a lot of talent. When he's good, he's great. So that's the guy. That's the guy you think you lock down. I think you unless Case is willing to take a big pay cut, be the backup.